Five-star Qayden Samuels, one of the best prospects in all of prep basketball right now. He's in the class of 2026, 6'6" wing. Just wrapped up his year at Bishop McNamara in Maryland, and he plays with Team Takeover, one of Cart's favorite AAU programs. 21 points a game for Team Takeover on the EYBL circuit right now. There's a new interview with him, courtesy of Jamie Shaw on On3 and Rivals. So go check that out. Shout out to Jamie Shaw. But a lot of great stuff in here. Some quotes from Qayden himself on how he compares his game to Dylan Harper, how he views himself as a three-level scorer, but also a catch-and-shoot player. And most importantly, he talks some of the schools that are really of interest to him, specifically UConn, North Carolina, NC State in the mix, and even Kentucky right now. So let me throw it to you. I think this is the first time we've had you on to talk about Qayden Samuels, and obviously you are our North Carolina fan / insider here. How important is Qayden Samuels to your program, North Carolina's recruiting interest right now?
Man, I would love to get Qayden Samuels just because to have that scoring punch from the wing. Like he was tearing up that DMV showcase. I think averaged over 23 points a game and was shooting 50% from the floor, over 50% from three. He's just a big explosive lefty wing. I love left-handed players. I'm always intrigued by like just the different advantage they have to where if you're guarding one, you sometimes it's maybe it doesn't happen at higher level basketball as it doesn't pick up, but sometimes I still think it happens like in the pro ranks, the college ranks, where you kind of forget they're a lefty and then they blow by you and go left. But he's also really good at going right, good at finishing with his offhand, explosive leaper, pretty good handle. I need to see more of his passing clips before I like give more credence to the Dylan Harper comp, but I like that he's confident. Love DMV kids. And yeah, UNC is going to need some scoring on the perimeter next year. If he's a team takeover guy, one of Carolina's incoming freshmen, Derek Dixon, another team takeover guy, Armando Bacot going back. Maybe those two guys can help with the assist here to get him in Chapel Hill. But could see the fit for UConn, could see the fit for Kentucky as well. Will Wade, maybe he makes a splash and lands them. So really talented player who I think is going to thrive in a variety of schemes.
Yeah, I think you could see a fit basically anywhere. When you shoot the ball at the level he does, and you have the offensive skill set that he has at the size he has, 6'5". I feel like I don't know. You could drop him on any program in the country, and I think he would contribute. That's why the Blue Bloods are interested. It's interesting that his comp for himself is Dylan Harper. I mean, I get it. You believe in yourself, and you think you're a guy who can score from anywhere. Dylan Harper's probably one of your favorite players to watch, but I mean, I watched the film. I don't see Dylan Harper at all. I don't see point guard at all. I
Yeah.
see a 6'5", 2/3 that I don't know is more of an off-ball guy that could get on the ball a little bit. So a little interesting. I don't want to say that concerns me, but just he's throwing out a comp that is nothing play style wise that what I think he's going to look like in college. And I don't know. I almost wonder, like, is this a guy who thinks he's going to come in and be a star point guard and kind of run the show, or is he going to be comfortable playing off the ball? I don't fully know where that goes yet. There's a lot of good quotes on all the schools prioritizing him in here. Texas, Maryland, NC State, UConn, and then Kentucky and North Carolina have recently offered. Will Wade scare you at all in a recruitment like this, or are you not concerned yet about your rival? This video is brought to you by NBA2K Lab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's. That's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
Uh, we not really. I think he's sort of lurking to where I am aware that Will Wade is there. I'll put it that way. Like he is, this is not your Kevin Keats' NC State Wolfpack program. He's a legit force. I just wonder if he needs to show some on-court results first before recruits are going to start choosing him over. And you can take UNC out of this. I know UNC has not had the cachet it has that like on the recruiting trail as it once did. So this isn't even supposed to be like a super pro Carolina thing. I do think the program still has some of that, some of the weight to where you can get your foot in the door with most recruitments. But I'm even thinking of like the way Mark Pope's been recruiting, the results you saw in his first year at Kentucky, two-time national champ Dan Hurley, who has shown it almost seems like a recommitment to recruiting like high level high school kids as well. Like that to me is more of the concern. Like Will Wade going up against those two, I don't know how that stacks up.
Yeah, I hear you. For what it's worth, North Carolina State is in the mix here partially because his sister plays for NC State's women's team. So there's a little bit of a actually a huge familial connection there. Um, I think I don't know, UConn looms here as well. He mentioned Stephon Castle went there and like he watched Castle and kind of views himself as someone that could play a similar role. So we have Dylan Harper mixed with Stephon Castle thus far from Qayden Samuels. I want to give you a couple quotes on Kentucky and North Carolina, and you can tell me which ones you have good vibes for. For Kentucky, he said, things are good. I like Coach Pope. He's got energy. They told me they liked the way I score. Okay, stop there. Simple. North Carolina saw me at the NBPA camp. They watched me put in work. They were like, oh, yeah, I guess that put them on me. Michael Jordan went there, and Captain Jack was there recently. Captain Jack being Ian Jackson. A very colorful quote there for Carolina. You feeling good after that?
I love just like the opposite ends of the spectrum of Carolina lore with like Michael Jordan and a dude who was there for a couple months and left with Ian Jackson. But I mean, if Ian, I don't hold any ill will toward Ian Jackson. If he somehow still helps us get recruits, like he'll still be a Tar Heel in my mind. So yeah, I mean. It sounds a little more candid than you normally get with like, yeah, they saw me put in work and they must have been like, oh yeah, like we got to offer this kid. That's pretty cool. I like that. I never know what kind of stock to put in these quotes, Greg. Like the one time I can think is when we interviewed TJ Power almost 3 years ago, and we're like, yeah, he's going to Duke right after talking to him. You could tell by the way he talked about them. But when you're reading something as opposed to being the ones asking the question, it's tough to know. I guess I like that Carolina got a little bit longer of an answer than they like me as a scorer. So I'll take that positively. But I just think when you bring in like Hurley and Pope, it's going to be hard to win this battle unless they see Samuels as like their second level recruit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think Caden Samuels is just a character. He's got a personality to him clearly in all of these quotes, which is fun, right? I'm not saying that in a bad way whatsoever. It's honestly a good thing. You want your players to be endearing and have more substance to them than just hooping, and that's it. But yeah, he also followed up the Captain Jack quote with, I really watch all the top players, see where they go and how I can follow in their footsteps. So I guess in that case, he wants to go to North Carolina for a year and end up at St. John's.
Caleb, I need Caleb Wilson to save us, man.